All right, let's get it, understand what stricken is. I understand it, but hey, it may be some, Akim out there or someone just waking up that don't understand it. So, as we was taught to do, we look at words. We put the word stricken. The word for stricken is in the Lashon Kodash, or the Hebrew is Nakah. Nakah, and it says to strike, smite, hit, beat, slay, kill, to be stricken or smitten. And that's what slavery was all about. All right, being the Most High stricken us in slavery. All right, it was time for us to be punished, so we all had to go into slavery. You don't even understand that. You think you always talk like you see Jake talking around, having conversations and stuff, and they always talk about how strong they are than Esau, the so-called white man. And they wonder why they under the white man, the so-called white man. They wonder why Esau is over them. If yet they're still physically way far superior, right? Well, it's because of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right? It tells you in the book of Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter. How can one chase 1,000 and 7 put 10,000 to flight, except their rock has sold them? Right? So here it is. Yeah, okay. You may, even though we're not in that, that state of strength we used to be in, like in the ancient times, or even when going to slavery during the Renaissance period, we still have some strength, right? But we still under our enemies. We're still being stricken up under our enemies. Because it's a divine power to have your ass living the way you're living. And that divine power is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right? Got you living in the ghettos because of your iniquities. All right? In order for you to get out the ghetto, you got to return it to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Because as it still stands, the Most High is going to keep his promise with us. He says he's going to set us in our own land. The first ones he's going to set in our own land, which is the land of Israel. All right, the land of Israel, we're going to go back to it, but the Lord is going to take us there by way of the chariots, which are the so-called UFOs. But all you don't want to go, your ass is going to be put to death right here in America. All right? Those of you that don't want to get right, don't want to return to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, your ass is going to die right here in America. All right? The Most High ain't fucking around. All right? It's time for us to get the hell up out of this captivity. All right? You're destroyed. Your business has failed. You know why? Because of the curses. When Esau shoot your ass down the streets, you know why he get off? For the most part? Because of the curses. See? You wonder why all the heathen come over here to America and can get above you. That goes back to the curses, you know? That goes back to Deuteronomy 28th chapter. Did not the Lord say they're going to get very high above thee, and thou shalt be brought very low? Did it not happen? That's the Most High stricken in you, man. He's stricken us because of our iniquities, man. What are you not getting, man? Back in Jeremiah 5:3, we finish that precept, but it says, O Yahweh, are not thine eyes upon the truth? Thou hast stricken them, but they have not grieved. Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction. They have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to return. See? And that's what our people do, man. You tell your fellow brethren, hey brother, stop laying with men like you lie with a woman. That's an abomination to the Lord, man. You should give it a woman and have put your seed in her, have children and cling unto her and those children. And then teach them the right ways to live. Raise them up in righteousness, which is according to the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, that's something that you should be doing. Whether they are here or forbear. The problem is, this world is full of wickedness, man. And that attracts more people than anything. All right, doing all manner of evil things, that's more attractive and more easy to get into and make you feel good. But in the end, is it good? In the book of Proverbs, it says, there is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof is destruction or death. All right? Because it may seem right to you at the moment, but think about it. Will that lead to everlasting life? When them chariots come, are you going to be beamed up, or are you going to be zapped by the chariots, or Lord going to put you to death on the spot when you return? Exactly. Verse 4, it says, therefore I said, surely these are poor, they are foolish, for they know not the way of Yahweh, B'Shem Yahweh Shai, nor the judgment of their power. And that's the truth, man. All right? Let me read that again, man. That was perfectly well said. It says, for they know not the way of the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, nor the judgment of their power. Now you think about it. If our people knew the way of the Lord, they wouldn't be doing the things they're doing. First of all, you women of Judah, you wouldn't be aborting your babies like the way you do. The so-called black woman, she aborts her baby more than anybody, man. I said it in the video I did previously. All right, you so-called Negroes are in the womb fighting. Judah in the womb fighting to get out the womb. Over 22 million, almost 23 million abortions. And yet still, the so-called black women, the women of Judah, all right? The women of Judah still talk shit against the men of Judah, all right? But you're the main cause of the Judite babies not being born. You're the main reason the so-called Negroes are being killed. You can't even balance the scale when it comes to so-called black-on-black crime and abortion. Because black-on-black crime is about $1 million in the death toll. For abortion, almost 23 million. Now, which one weighs the most? But that's not highlighted in the news because they want the men of Judah to seem like they're some wild animals, man. And some of them are, the way they act. But for the most part, the so-called black woman, she's the main destroyer of the nation. All right? Because all the rest of the tribe women follow. Oh yeah, I pay attention to our people, man. Like when I make the notion, I don't be boasting or bragging. I talk about, women I've dealt with within the nation. I've dealt with the tribe's women, man. And they all follow what the women of Judah do. The rest of the women follow. Like, there was a time when the so-called Latin tribes, they wouldn't do as the women of Judah. They would keep their babies. But now they're starting to get abortions and shit too, man. But at one point they frowned upon it. All right, at one point they frowned upon that for getting an abortion. And they do all manner of things to Gad. All right, so when you factor in on what's going on, it's always indoctrination from Esau to Israel on how to destroy themselves. That's all it is, man. All right, that's all it is, pretty much. And our people follow along with it, man. They'll do it, man. All right. Verse 5: I will get me unto the great men, and will speak unto them, for they have For they have known the way of the Lord in the judgment of their power. But these have altogether broken the yoke and burst the bonds. So the great men, all right, the great men that know the way of the Lord, like I said, Abba Bivens on down. You know, King Mash, like I said, King Mashah. I mentioned High Priest Ariah, the elder apostles, you know, elder apostles Tahar on down. You know, the young elders that we learn from, as young brothers, we learn to be great men too. You see? And we know the way of the Lord. We know that going to give another man's woman is adultery. So we refrain from that. You know? To the best of our ability. Because these women lie, man. All right, a lot of these women be lying. All right, a lot of these women be lying. And that's another reason why so-called black men die over a woman. Like I said, from the womb to the tomb, your life is in danger when you run a so-called black woman. She's trying to abort you. If she ain't abort you, your ass grow up. She's doing something to set you up to cause the loss of your life. She's sleeping with Jamal and Jermaine, and then Jamal and Jermaine fighting over her, trying to kill one over her, and one of them end up killing each other. Then what? It was all over who? The NW, the nigga woman. Come on, man. Now tell me it don't happen. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. All right? Let's go to that was matter of fact, that was just came to my mind. That was King David that said what? He said, "Come, I will teach you the fear of the Lord." That's where it starts at, man. It starts with the fear of the Lord. Once you learn the fear of the Lord, then you begin to learn and get the knowledge. Right? Proverbs 1:7. It says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. All right? So you have to learn to fear the Lord. All right, fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. That's where it starts at, man. You look around, most of our people don't fear the Lord. I'm not saying I'm perfect. But one thing I do is fear the Lord. And I might stumble here and there. But hey, it ain't about stumbling. And the scripture say a righteous man falls 7 times. All right, it said a righteous man falls 7 times. But get your ass up, dust yourself off, and keep striving for righteousness, man. All right, strive for the truth to death, man. You keep going. You begin to get better. You begin to become more groomed in the spirit. Okay. It all the brothers couldn't be here today. It's become the camp that's been learning, but we should know one's sick. I think the other have to work. They usually come up, stand and listen. But I was telling them. Matter of fact, earlier on the text messages. Matter of fact, I was texting them about when you first start learning, you got many questions. We gotta be able to answer their questions, man. All those brothers that know the truth, you gotta be able to teach, to help sharpen brothers up. And the scriptures say, iron sharpening iron, meaning what? We have to sharpen each other up. We have to edify one another, all right? Which is build one another up. So when they ask a question, you gotta be able to. Scripture say, be apt to teach, be ready to teach at any given time. All right, all times. So one thing we was talking about was learning. All right? Learning. As a matter of fact, because it was something I was going to go into today as well. he got that shit on purpose too, man. Stupid stuff, man. Oh yeah, come. That's a very great stuff too. Now, the question was, brother had a question. It was a good question too. And, one of the things he said was, I hear the blood moon is supposed to appear in the sky. I said, yeah, it do. I said it's a sign, one of the signs of heaven. You know, I gave him the precept to it as well, which it leads you into a topic in itself. Let's go to it. It's the book of, because you know, the moon sometimes turn red, you know. So when you see a red moon, which you call a blood moon, you know, many of our people are dismayed at a blood moon or a red moon, as you call it. But this is your answer. Joel chapter 2, verse 30, it says, and I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and the terrible day of Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh shall come. So, like I said, that red moon and blood moon, all right, is signs, all right, that the Lord is showing you, all right, before the great and terrible day He's going to bring to this earth, right? Which is a day of darkness and gloominess. A lot of people are going to be dying, all right? It's going to be mass death, man, throughout this globe, man, all right? Especially right here in Babylon the Great, which is America. All right, because this place, Isaiah 34 said the Lord had a sacrifice in Bozrah, which modern day Bozrah is America, the main capital city of Syria. So that's America today. Because Syria was possessed by who? Esau, Edom, the Edomites. Today the Edomites are in rulership. And the main city of their rulership or empire will be America today. Is it not? All right then. It says, I'm gonna finish this precept of verse 32. It says, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shah, there's a cut to you they don't know the name of the Lord. They won't accept the fact of you need to call on the name of the Lord, right? Who are you going to call on in your time of trouble? If you don't know your power, if you don't know who's doing it, all right? It says, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahweh shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has said, and in the remnant whom Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shall call. So the remnant is the 1/3, and then out of the 1/3 comes the elect, which is the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel. 12,000 Negroes, 12,000 Puerto Ricans. I'm just giving you the names that they call us today. All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna give you the names that's written in the scriptures. All right. 12,000 Judah, 12,000 Benjamin, 12,000 of Levi, 12,000 of Simeon, 12,000 of Zebulun, and then it mentions Joseph, right? We know that Joseph, when they say Joseph, it's talking about Ephraim. So 12,000 of Ephraim, 12,000 of Manasseh, 12,000 of Reuben, 12,000 of Gad, 12,000 of Asher, 12,000 of Naphtali, 12,000 of Issachar. All right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, man. We tell you this over and over. That's the remnant the Lord is coming for. The rest of you, we'll see you in the kingdom. However you get there. No. No, on the serious note, though, we'll see you in the kingdom because why? You're not going to come back to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. I mean, you don't even take time to even look into what we're saying. to research what we're saying, all right, to look up the scriptures, all right, and to know for yourself, to look up words, so you have an understanding of words, to know what the scripture is saying. Because that's how a lot of you wacky tacky Christians keep up. I mean, I'm sorry, don't get what we're saying. You don't know how to keep up with the debate. You go to just slandering and all kind of things. Some simple as just looking at words. Because that John 3:16, man, look, man, you hear it like back in the day, you would go on into it. They would say John, like you see people walk by the camp, Edomites, whoever, Jake, and say John 3:16. And you'd be quick to go into it. Now you just say what the word world means. And they run up the street. What do you mean world? It says world. You know? Get all highly emotional and shit. Right? That's what they do. They're all highly emotional, man. But hey, it's okay. The Lord dealing with the remnant. All right? The Lord dealing with the remnant. That's it, man. Ain't nothing else to it. The remnant is whom the Lord is coming for. Zechariah 13:8 and verse 9. 2/3 therein shall be cut off and die. But the third shall be left therein. And the Lord said, what? He's going to bring them through the fire. All right? And refine them. The Lord wanted them part elected at 1/3, man. I hope to be. I labor for that, you know? I had it in my mind. I want to grab it real quick. Oh yeah, come. Jeremiah 23:3. It says, "And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries, whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, which our foes will be the land of Israel." It says, "And they shall be fruitful and increase." So this is what's going to happen when we go back to our land. All right, it's not going to be no more carrying away until it's not going to be no more carrying away children of Israel into captivity anymore. All right, this is our last captivity. All right, and we're still in captivity. All right, if you wasn't in captivity, you will be. First of all, you would have your own land, you would have your own law, or government. All right, you will basically being free will be a reflection of who's in your like Esau got, right? Let me give you an example. Look at Esau's society, right? Who owned the banks? All right, who owned the businesses, man? Who are your presidents? They let you know right there who's in the ruler seat. Now you got Jakes to get them into these elected official seats, right? As far as like being mayors, being like senators, maybe governors, maybe get into Congress. But the top of the chain, or the top of the line, or the top level is always what? Edomites. That shows you who in power. They're not going to put you in that power seat because that's not for our people. All right. Let's go to verse 4. And I will set up shepherds over them which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking except the Lord, Jehovah Shem Shah. So this is what's going to basically this is what's going to go on because this is prophecy, right? The Lord, Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined them also, which are the other Israelite foreigners. So it's going to be gathered out of all these countries where Yehovah Shem Shah has scattered us to. They're going to bring them back into their land, right? That's going to be what the Lord going to cause to happen, man. All right, you're going to see Israelites come out of all these different lands, man. I don't care if it's over there in Elam, over there in Moab, over in Ammon, all right? Land of Ham, wherever they may be at. North, South America, all right? They're going to come out of all these lands, okay? When they come out of these lands, they're gonna have it go about them. This jackass alarm going off. Hey, tell me that alarm going off. No? Security ain't doing their job, man. Hey! Tell me the alarm going off. Somebody alarm going off. Anyways, continuing on. Lord, whether y'all can hear me out there. That shit loud as man. Lucky. I was waiting to see if the motherfucker going to tell me that alarm going on. Hey, bro. Hey, tell somebody the alarm going off. Lamentations 4:21. Got a bitch being security showing you want to do her job, man. These are y'all customers, man. Goddamn. Ain't like there's a lot of customers there. It's just Christmas. Fuck, man. Stupid bitch. Lamentations 4, man, that's some bullshit, man. back on, man. Who the fuck is that, man? I know you hear that shit, man. Lamentations 4:21. Prove that we're not gonna go in captivity no more after this captivity. Man, turn that shit off, man. Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwells in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. So this is talking about the daughter of Edom, which are what? The sins of Edom. All right, so that's what it's talking about. The daughters of Edom, which are the Edomites, man. And then nobody touch it, just start going off. No, seriously. I told the security guard, but she don't want to do a fucking job. Yup. Yup. It ain't even that busy, man. Everyone that told somebody ain't shit going on. Stupid ass. Look at me like I don't know him. Like, man. Fucking lazy ass security guard, man. Like I said, it ain't even that busy. It's just, that little ass room in there, just go in there. Hey, somebody alarm going on. All right, man. You too, man. So the daughter of Edom represents the Edomites, you know? All right? Because the cup, which represents slavery, all right, is going to pass into your Edomites because that's the recompense the Lord is going to give to you. All right? Meaning what? He's going to pay you back with a cup of slavery. All right? It tell you in the Jeremiah, the 49th chapter, that the children of Israel, you know, we drunk a cup of slavery. All right? Now, it was recently, I think it was like a series or like it's a video, right? It's called How It Feels to Be on the Slave Ship. All right, How It Feels to Be on the Slave Ship. And check it out. I believe it's worded that way. How it feels to be on the slave ship. All right, it show you how it basically give you a visual and like an insight on how it was to be on the slave ship during the transatlantic slave trade. Because in order for you to understand the way, especially Judah, you had, like I said, they took some of the northern tribes, took some of us out over there across the world, all right? And to know how I feel to be on the slave ships, you gotta be able to